Witness history in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.
Well, g'day everybody. It's Sunday the 15th of June and the schedule's all mixed up again. Dan's out there on the mooring. He arrived early hours of this morning and we're not sure of the final arrangements for coming into the river with customs and everything, but we need to be over there just after 8, so we'll just get this out of the way now and then head over. It was a bit of a balls up last night, but anyway, or this morning, I should say. We're sitting around here watching the tracker and everything's fine and looking at the times and get down there about midnight or just after, get in the boat, go out and sit on the line. Everything's done. We can see Dan's nav light over the side, and then we realised, jeepers, because I was just checking with Jane the distance to go and speed and stuff, and then we realised he'd fallen down on the course because of the beautiful sailing breeze, which brought him in early. But we were waiting there, and he'd need to tack. So we saw him go over onto port tack. The nav light's changing, and Grant and I are just chatting away. Everything's pretty cool. All the sun's booming in, and then we're thinking, oh, come on, Dan, But anyway, it was going to be about 3/4 of an hour or so behind where we thought. I thought he'd cross at about 12:30. So anyway, and then. I'm watching and I see all these new lights because we wait at the line. We don't go out and catch them straight away because we don't want to talk to them until the excitement's there and then start the live just before we talk to them. And we carry the live for about 10 minutes to the finish line and so on, as you've seen. Because if you go and run the live for an hour before they hit the finish line, it's a bit boring. Anyway, we're sitting there and then all of a sudden I see I see the nav lights change a bit and all these lights on his boat, because he's probably about, would he be half a mile from us or less than that? And I thought, geez, a bit of activity, and I checked the GPS then, and there's obviously a current streaming down, and we'd gone back beyond the line, and but he thinks, shit, I think he's crossed the line. So we didn't get him sailing in. We got him a few minutes after crossing the line, but there you go, part of the course. So it was good to see him. He's happy to be there. He got to use his shiny new anchor, and conditions were really good. I didn't think he'd get there really well. In fact, the night before, I said if all goes well, he should get in about midnight last night. And as it turned out, it all went very well. The breeze held up. The only time he slowed up was when he went through the gap at the outer reef there, and that was obviously the tide. The tide was just turning. He slowed down to about 2.5 knots. And then kept coming, and it just held that breeze all the way through. So it was kind of cool because doing it at 3 o'clock in the morning is a bit boring for us. We've got to get sleep and stuff and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we would have been there, and that's how it worked. So anyway, this will just be a quick one to go through the what's going on and who's where and stuff. And we'll come over to the tracker now. So you've got the tracker. And now I'm on the tracker. I'm on my tracker, and you can see here's the next drama. Jeepers, Peeler. She's only 75 miles from the finish, so that's about 15 hours if she maintained 5 knots. And every time I say they're going to sail in through this sort of lee of the island here, they just keep sailing straight through. So 15 hours from now, that's 12, 15, so that'll be 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'll be happy to see her in by midnight, but once again, there's usually going to be some slow-ups, but we'll look at the weather in a minute and talk about that. So it could be another early morning edition for that one. But everyone's having having an enjoyable sail, I should say. So we've still got Josh is still there and Ayrton's still there, but they should be underway very shortly. And I think the timeline's 1600. No, we're not into 8 o'clock yet. They'll be all 4 hours advanced. Anyway, so it goes, and you probably saw that John just made it into Papeete yesterday, and Popeye's on his way. So he's doing 3.5 knots and 87-mile day. So he'll be in today. We don't need to look at the weather, but you can see it's generally very light all the way along. So Gary is doing 4.4. He's right on the wind range there, and we know that it's going to stay looking like that. He doesn't want to come south. He's holding the line there. He probably saw what I said yesterday, and he is now still. Let's just go for Fiji because he's not going to stop in Tonga. We still had the 8-day stopover to his time at sea, so it's all fair and reasonable. He's 920 miles, so he could be, if he maintains 100 miles a day. Well, if it was really good trades, it'd be a week, because you can easily do 1,000 miles a week. It ain't really good trades at the moment, so that could take him about 9 days. So you could get in about 24, 25, I reckon. That's if he maintains 100. So at best he's going to get is, he should be into Fiji by about the 25th at the earliest. If you say the law of averages is going to add on another couple of days, 26, 27, maybe even 28. So that's the best possible scenario there for Gary. And if I just pick this up a bit, we can see they're all having a bit of fun. I think Curtin gets away sometime today. And then Jasmine and so on. But I'll have to look back. Too much going on. 4.6 knots, 105 mile day for Adam. The magic 100 is there. And Jacob just in front, 4.9, 107 mile day. So that's all cool. Eric, 4.1, 92 mile days. This is a southerly thing. There always seems to be a bit more breeze up the top. So that's how it goes. And then Christian, 5.3, 113 mile day. Really flying, working hard, obviously. He's come around a little bit on his course, probably to keep the apparent wind in the best direction for the kites and chuffing along. So, but pleasant sailing, you can see. It's probably only 15 knots there. Dan, Canadan, 5.1 knots, 108 nautical mile day. And Kerry, 5.5. Oh, jeepers, he's put the pressure on there. Must be hand steering. 111. So did Dan catch him a bit? 108. No, he pulled away 2 hours. So 2 miles, rather. So that's good. And here's the story. Peeler, 5.1, 102 nautical mile day. So just a quick overview of the weather. I'll just kick that back a bit now. I'm not going to be too specific. There we go. Boom, boom. Everyone's going to go very slow in the next 24 hours. You can see what's going on there, except probably for Peeler. We either wanted to go really slow or speed up a bit because we don't like doing 3 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, but I really will say that we're going to try and be on the line for you, Peeler. And sorry about Dan. That was a bit of bad luck there, but it happens. That's the first day, 16th here, chuff across, and the breeze kicks in. So, yeah, everyone's going to have a slow day, except for Peeler. We'll be watching that closely. She'll be onto the zone where the tracker update happens a little bit quicker. But as I say, I think she's looking at the best to be in by midnight, but it's more than likely going to be 3 o'clock in the morning again. Jeepers. So that's the story with sailing. What else do I need to show you? Not much. Sea will be calm. This breeze coming in will keep them moving. But, yeah, they're going to have a lovely time drifting around a bit. The serenity of it all. Crystal clear, flat, calm, blue. That's how it goes. So now I will keep this rolling pretty quick and come back to the tracker, see who's here, say good day, answer any questions, and see what goes. All right, so now I press the wrong one. There we go. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay. Sienna. That's the name of my brother's little girl. He was hiding behind a lot of hair. Yeah, that's why I asked him if you saw it. He's looking very much like Tom Hanks in Castaway. And Castaway Island is just down the road. So, and he's got a Wilson on board. So poor old Wilson must be getting very excited about getting over there. I'm sure Dan will go over. It's a beautiful island. We've been there before. It's Anchorage is not so good because it's super deep outside. You can't quite get onto it, really. You got to have reasonable weather to anchor right next to it, but it's a bit of fun. And the raft, if you remember, the raft he built had the fold-out wings on it, to sail over the reef. When we first arrived here in 2010, I think it was, that raft was still on the beach in front of a resort they used, and it was quite amazing. It was a massive aluminium structure. Right? You didn't see that in the film, but it was all this massive, aluminium tubes and pipes and bits and pieces, and that's how it kept together in the surf and stuff. But it was on the beach. It was quite fun. Is John still in the race? I don't know. He's looking a bit. Jane and I both commented he was looking a bit not quite his happy self when he got to Papeete. Obviously, he was happy to be there. It was a slog. He beat his father in, so that's cool. And I know his financial position to maintain the whole effort of coming through to the finish and then shipping the boat home and all those expenses are not looking good for John. So let's wait and see. But Popeye's definitely declared he's out. He's not sailing under the racing rules, but John's still there, had all the flags up and all that. So hopefully we'll hear from him soon and get to see him here. I wouldn't expect him to say much. He's got to wants to get to Fiji. He would love to see everyone before the start of the race. And by my estimates yesterday, if you allow the normal stopover in Papeete and then the normal stopover in Tonga and then to here, they might be able to get here for the final week before everyone else leaves. So I'm sure everyone would love to see them before they set off around the world if they're not carrying on. So either way, let's see how that unfolds. All right, that's it. A bit of an early one. So we will hopefully see you again tomorrow, subject to timelines. And we're looking forward to seeing Dan. He'll be happy to get in. So see you later. That's it. Boom, boom.
History in the making. The McIntyre Mini Globe Race 2025. Small boat, huge adventure.